Okay, what are some basic checkings that us as quality person have to do? So, first of all, we have to go into the operations window. We're going to customers and projects, Whirlpool Jamaica projects, Whirlpool 2022, and operations. We double click it. In here, observation status, we select all. Dates, we remove. We change the upload date to an older date. So let's say July 1st. And then we click get. Once we click get, we're gonna get all of the interviews that have been done already, okay? Okay, so now, um, let's see. What do we have to check? So, I'm gonna go column by column just for us to understand what each column does. So, subject ID is the identifier, the unique identifier number of the interview. So each interview will have one subject ID. It doesn't repeat, okay? WP5889, nothing. Test, it automatically checks if it's test. Current status, it's going to be, you will usually have four. Requires approval, approved, cancelled, and expired. Okay, expired. It's just for the training interviews. Now survey name, TW1 is training. Jamaica Wave 1 is it's the final survey, the fieldwork survey. Surveyor, this is the surveyor code. Each person has a different surveyor code, right? WP9031, it's the same. PSU, it's the name of the PSU, Clarendon Kellits, and the number of the task. So this interview was done in Clarendon Kellits, and it was a task 7. This interview was St. Andrew Seaview Gardens and the task 9. Okay, now we have latitude and longitude. These are the coordinates where the interview was held. Upload time, this is the time when the interview was uploaded to the system to Server2Go. Interview length. This is a length that it took the interviewer to complete the survey. Okay, so if this interview length is below 15 minutes, it has to be canceled immediately. If it's below 20 minutes, it also has to be canceled, but it can be checked. Okay, but most of the time below 20 minutes is also canceled. So this one's these were 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. It's impossible to be done, but we see that it's training wave 1, so it's all right, okay? But if this were a fieldwork interview, we would have to cancel it immediately because an interview cannot be done in 9 minutes or 8 minutes or 7 minutes. Now, quality control flags. These are the system notifies if we have a problem. So let's say in this interview we have GPS services off. Okay, this means that the GPS wasn't turned on the interview. We have a goal. We have a goal to have 90% of the interviews to be with GPS. Okay, 90% means, okay, so we have 500 interviews. 90%, it's around 100 interviews. No, 50 interviews. 50 interviews that can be without GPS. Okay. By script, by partial racing, how do we check this GPS? Well, I mean this flag. We're gonna see it in a minute. And by script. Okay. Quality control flags usually tells us the flags. Percentage under 3 seconds. This is the percentage of questions that were answered below 3 seconds, under 3 seconds. Distance from starting point, distance from SB, is the amount of kilometers that was made from the coordinates of the PSU. So this interview So each interview has specific coordinates, you know. So this interview, this is training, so it doesn't matter, but this interview was done 17 kilometers longer than the original, I mean far away from the coordinates. The number that we accept is 3 kilometers, okay? If it's above 3 kilometers, it should be cancelled. But the only exception is if it's a substitute PSU, okay? If it's a substitute PSU, then the distance from SP can be above 3 kilometers. Mismatches, it usually says age or gender, so don't worry about it. Other, this one doesn't matter. Adults in household, these are the number of adults that were in the household that the interviewee said. If we have a lot of ones, okay, if we have a lot of one, um, that's a flag that we have to check, okay. Attempts per completed interview, the number of attempts that were done per completed interview. Language, well, yeah, English. Men recorded, if it was recorded or not, so true or false. Contact number and respondent name. These are the details of the respondent, of the interviewee. We have the phone number and the number, just in case we want to recontact them. The task ID, this is the number of the task. And device index, this is the device index of the for the supervisors to use it on the quality control interview. So now that we know each column, what do we have to check as quality control person? Now, in general, outside, what do we have to check? First, the interview length. Interview length, the average is 30 minutes. 25 is okay, but below 20, it has to be checked or cancelled. Okay, below 20, checked or cancelled. Below 15, immediate cancel. Now, this is number one. Number two, quality control flag. If it's by partial racing, and the percentage is above 30%, then it's cancelled. Okay. Now, distance from SP, the minimum we accept is 3 kilometers. If it's above, and if it's a substitute, then it's fine. But if it's above and it's not a substitute, then it's cancelled too. Quality control flags, okay. By script, how do we check by script? We double click it and the interview will open. It usually takes a minute. So, okay, so the interview opens and here we scroll all the way down. Oh, this is a QC, my bad, okay. Let's say this one. Well, this one. Okay. Now we scroll all the way down and at the end it tells me WP16 is shorter than 6 seconds and the cookpad section is shorter than 30 seconds. How do we search WP16? We copy it, WP16, and in here we paste it. And we have to change the display. The display has to be changed to short ID. Sometimes it doesn't find it. So if it doesn't find it, then we have to search for it. WP16. I'm looking at this section. Okay, WP14, 15. I mean 15. No. WP. WP16. Okay, this one. It should be this one. So it says that this question, it was made under 6 seconds. The question is pretty long, so let's see. So the question is pretty long, so it usually doesn't take 6 seconds. Here what we can do is to give a feedback to the interviewer to read slower. Okay, so that's by script. Now we have by GPS services off and by partial raising. What else do we have to check outside? That's pretty much it. What do we have to check outside? Now on the inside, let's open the same interview. On the inside, what we have to check is first that the survey version is the same as the latest version, right? 6 and 6. Then we have to scroll down to Prakish. We scroll down. Here we are in Prakish. What we have to check is that it says that there's 2 adults. On the Kish grind, it should say the 2 names, right? So we have 30N and we have Kurdian. So that's fine. She's 16 and she's 33. And now on the post Kish, we see that it's selected Kurdian, female, okay? And in the attachments, we have to listen if it's a female that it's talking, okay? If it's talking, then that's fine. Also, as you can see here, we have a mismatch. She said that she was 16, but then she said it was 25. So we have to check what's the real age. That's like now on attachments, we have to listen to every single audio.
Including yourself, how many people age 15 and older currently with you? Just, I'm not saying 3 of us, because my daughter just come at the same time. There's like 2 of us. 2 of us. Yeah.
Okay, so as you heard, she said 2, and the answer was 2, so that's correct. Now, we have to listen all of the audios, and we have to see if the answer that was selected is the correct one, okay? Also, what do we have to check? We have to check the religion. This will be explained in a different video, okay? But how do we check the religion? We search here religion, and here it says, could you tell me your religion? And then we have to code it, but this will be in a different video. That's a general way on how to check. No, that's general way of the role of a quality person that has to do. Okay.